In a quiet diner, a struggling single mom receives a receipt with $0 tip. Her heart sinks in despair, but lifting the plate reveals a hidden note that changes everything forever. Tears, hope, and redemption await. The receipt rested on the worn wooden table like a silent indictment, its empty tip line staring back with cruel indifference. Zero, not a single penny to soften the blow. For Emily Carter, frozen amidst the chaotic symphony of clattering dishes and the rich aroma of freshly brewed coffee in the bustling diner, that vacant space weighed heavier than the 12 grueling hours she had just endured. She drew in a deep, shuddering breath, her chest constricting as if invisible hands were squeezing her heart. This was not merely about lost earnings, it was a piercing reminder that fate seldom extended grace to those already teetering on the edge of despair. Before we delve deeper into Emily's poignant journey, a tale of quiet resilience, unforeseen redemption, and the transformative magic of compassion, allow me to invite you, dear viewer, to pause and reflect. If you cherish acts of kindness, the beauty of second chances, and the subtle strength in choosing righteousness amid adversity, please honor this story by liking this video, leaving a heartfelt comment, sharing it with a soul in need of inspiration today, and subscribing to Heartstrings Haven. And in the comments below, share with us, where are you tuning in from? Your voices weave the fabric of this community, reminding us that hope thrives in connection. Emily was 27, a devoted single mother navigating a fragile existence perpetually shadowed by the threat of financial ruin, one unpaid bill away from shattering entirely. She toiled through relentless double shifts at a timeless roadside diner on the outskirts of Willow Creek, a modest town nestled between obscurity and quiet neglect. Her days commenced in the pre-dawn hush, meticulously preparing a small backpack with apple slices, crayons, and beloved storybooks for her 4-year-old daughter, Lily, who spent her hours under the watchful eye of a compassionate neighbor. Emily poured endless cups of steaming coffee for transient patrons who seldom paused to inquire about her name or her burdens. Exhaustion clung to her like an unseen shroud, woven into the fibers of her faded apron, etching faint lines of weariness around her warm brown eyes. That fateful afternoon stretched interminably, the midday surge bleeding into the languid hours of early evening. Then he arrived. The door swung open with a soft chime, and the atmosphere in the diner subtly shifted, as if an unspoken gravity had entered the room. He did not command attention with fanfare or ostentation. Instead, his presence emanated a quiet authority that drew subtle glances from the regulars. Clad in an impeccably tailored overcoat that whispered of distant affluence, he carried himself with measured poise, his words polite yet sparse. The name embossed on his credit card receipt would later reveal him as Alexander Thorne, a titan of industry, a billionaire whose influence spanned empires, though Emily remained oblivious to his stature in that moment. With unwavering grace, Emily attended to him as she did every soul who crossed the diner's threshold. She replenished his coffee mug before he could even lift his gaze to signal the need, delivered his modest meal with precision, eggs over easy, toast lightly buttered, and returned once more than protocol demanded, her intuition sensing a veil of solitude in his distant stare. Perhaps he carried unspoken sorrows of his own, she pondered silently. He nodded in quiet gratitude, murmured a soft "thank you," and dined in contemplative silence, his fork tracing deliberate paths across the plate. As he concluded his meal, he aligned his utensils with meticulous care, rose from the booth like a shadow retreating, and departed without further utterance. The door chimed once more, sealing his exit into the fading daylight. Emily approached to clear the remnants, her steps heavy with the accumulated fatigue of the day. There on the receipt, total paid, tip 0. A sharp pang seized her heart, not born of rage, but of that all-too-familiar descent into despondency. Visions flooded her mind. The crumpled grocery list affixed to her refrigerator door, scribbled with essentials she could scarcely afford. The stack of school supplies Lily yearned for, their bright colors mocking her empty pockets. The rent notice looming like a storm cloud, due in a mere 10 days. Tears welled unbidden in her eyes, hot and stinging, but she blinked them away fiercely. Kindness, she reminded herself through gritted teeth, was not a currency to be bartered. It was a flame to nurture even in the coldest winds. With trembling hands, she wiped the table's surface, the cloth gliding over sticky residues of syrup and crumbs. As she lifted the plate to stack it with the others, it resisted slightly, snagging on an unseen obstruction beneath. Her breath caught in her throat. What could it be? A forgotten napkin? A stray crumb? No, something deliberate. Heart pounding with a mix of trepidation and inexplicable anticipation, Emily eased the plate aside once more, revealing a neatly folded slip of paper tucked discreetly under its edge. Scrawled upon it in elegant, deliberate script was her name, Emily. Just her first name, unadorned, yet it sent a shiver down her spine, as if the paper itself held a secret pulse. The diner's clamor faded into a distant hum as curiosity gripped her, laced with a suspenseful dread. What if it was a complaint, a cruel jest, or worse, nothing at all? She tucked it into her apron pocket, her fingers brushing against Lily's latest crayon masterpiece, a vibrant sun smiling over a stick-figure family. The rush persisted, demanding her attention, but the paper burned against her like a hidden ember. Only when the frenzy subsided, in a stolen moment behind the counter, did she dare unfold it. Her hands quivered, the paper crinkling softly in the quiet. The words within were sparse, yet profound, each one piercing her soul like a gentle arrow. "I have observed you," it began, balancing the weight of the world with unyielding poise. "The child's drawing peeking from your pocket speaks of a love fierce and unwavering. Your gentle words to every weary traveler reveal a heart untouched by bitterness, even as the day tests your spirit. This is not a mere gratuity, it is an invitation to possibility." Folded within the note was a crisp business card and a check, its amount causing her vision to blur with overwhelming emotion, not ostentatious excess, but precisely the sum to bridge her chasms. Rent secured, childcare eased, a modest buffer to exhale freely. Tears cascaded then, silent rivers tracing her cheeks, for in that instant, the universe had whispered that she was seen, truly seen. That evening, Emily returned home under a canopy of stars that seemed, for the first time in years, to shimmer with promise. She cradled Lily in her arms a fraction longer, inhaling the sweet scent of shampoo and innocence, listening raptly as the child babbled about the wonders of circles and squares discovered that day. A fragile bloom unfurled in Emily's chest, hope, tentative and radiant, piercing the veil of her perpetual worry. Dawn broke with its customary relentlessness, but this morning carried an undercurrent of suspense. After delivering Lily to the neighbor with a kiss and a whispered promise of better tomorrows, Emily sat in her weathered car, the engine idling softly. The business card lay on the dashboard, its edges sharp against her fingertips. 20 agonizing minutes ticked by, her mind a whirlwind of doubt and daring. What if it was a mirage, a ploy? Yet the note's sincerity echoed in her soul. With a fortifying breath, she dialed the number. The voice on the other end was calm, patient, drawing out her story without haste, as if her words were treasures to be savored. Weeks melted into months, each laden with quiet transformations that built like a crescendo of redemption. Emily did not abandon her post at the diner abruptly. Instead, she wove the opportunity into her life with deliberate care. Alexander Thorne, she learned, presided over a foundation dedicated to uplifting hidden gems in forgotten communities, small businesses and unsung talents deserving of dignity through empowerment, not charity. His note had been a subtle test, not of subservience, but of perceptiveness. Would she discern the hidden gift amid apparent neglect? She had, and in that act, unlocked a door to mentorship, specialized training, and resources that ignited dormant potentials within her. A natural aptitude for organization and leadership emerged, blooming under expert guidance like a flower long denied sunlight. The diner's owner, witnessing her newfound vitality, entrusted her with greater responsibilities, her ideas breathing fresh life into the establishment. With a humble grant from the foundation, Emily spearheaded innovations, streamlined operations, a welcoming ambience that drew families and initiatives to employ other struggling parents, forging a sanctuary where work and family intertwined harmoniously. Years unfolded like pages in a cherished book, each chapter etched with gratitude and growth. Today, Emily stands in the revitalized diner, its walls aglow with warm lighting, tables alive with animated conversations and peals of laughter. Lily, now a spirited 8-year-old, perches at the counter, her homework spread before her, secure in a world of stability and love. Alexander returns annually, claiming his familiar booth with that same understated presence. He leaves no monetary tip, only a note, each one a poignant reminder that profound change often whispers rather than roars, concealed beneath the ordinary, awaiting those vigilant enough to uncover it. If this narrative has stirred the depths of your heart, evoking tears of empathy and joy, I implore you to act now. Like this video to affirm the power of unseen kindness, share it with a kindred spirit who clings to hope, and subscribe to Heartstrings Haven for more tales that illuminate the human spirit. Before we part, please comment below with a single word capturing the emotion this story evoked in you and reveal your corner of the world. Your responses are the heartbeat of these stories, proving that what appears as emptiness can, in truth, herald everything.